How's it going, guys? My name is Ishan, and in this video we're going to be going over Palantir stock. This is a company a lot of you guys have been requesting that I make a video about. So today I'm going to be talking about why I believe that Palantir could be the next $100 billion company. Plus I'm going to be talking about some of the risks that people see with this company that aren't that big of a deal. Plus, we're going to be going over a quick technical analysis at the end. So as always, if you appreciate these short and value-packed videos, make sure to drop a quick sub and let's clock in. So as you can see over here, I took a position of 50 shares of Palantir at 12.7. I was planning to buy a lot more, but this was last month when there were way too many good deals from the sell-off, so I didn't really get a chance to buy as much Palantir as I would have liked, but you can bet that I'll be buying a ton on any pullback. So real quick, let's just go over what Palantir actually does, because I see that a lot of people out there on the web have a rough idea of what the company does, but they don't really understand in depth what they do. So Palantir is a company that specializes in big data analytics. Basically, what that means is they allow their customers to take whatever information is relevant to them and be able to go through that data and analyze and understand it more thoroughly and easily than ever before. An organization like the CIA or the FBI, who are some of Palantir's biggest customers, can have thousands of different databases, financial records, DNA samples, video clips, maps, and human intelligence reports from all over the world. Even if that system comes together, it will struggle to handle all these different sorts of data types. Palantir makes it really easy to mine these large data sets as it combs through all available databases, identifying related pieces of information and combines it all together in one place. Think of it as something literally out of a spy movie where they have software that can predict and understand about what's going to happen next. And so with the global big data spending surpassing $190 billion in 2019, where it grew 27%, we're looking at revenue from big data and business analytics worldwide exploding to over $270 billion in just the next 2 years. Like, those are just some ridiculous numbers, and that's what's contributing to Palantir's massive growth. This is truly a high growth company with revenues for Q3 up 52% year over year and guidance for full year in 2020 to be just over $1 billion, representing 44% year over year growth. Not to mention that 2021 growth has been forecasted at well over 30%. Plus, Palantir believes that their total addressable market is about $119 billion, meaning that right now they've only got about 1% of that. And so by their current growth rates and what we're going to talk about next, Palantir should be able to capture 8 to 10% of that entire market by the end of the decade. Like, there's no question in that. Now, the company is also branched out into enterprise solutions with their Palantir Foundry solution, and here's where things get interesting. What Wall Street analysts often underestimate is the growth trajectory that a lot of companies like Palantir can generate. As their technology gets cheaper, better, and more powerful, Palantir should be able to deliver more and more better features to their existing customers, plus gain a lot of customers in the near future. And something that many people overlook is that Palantir has just gotten started in the commercial space. Their Palantir Foundry application, which is something most of their commercial clients use, was only launched in 2017, and they've already signed a $300 million license renewal deal with one of the largest aerospace companies in the world beginning next year. And so taking a look at this chart provided by Seeking Alpha, it gives a good look at where this company is headed. We're looking at a company doing $3 billion in the next 4 years and nearly $7 billion in the revenue by the end of the decade. And so by 2026, I strongly believe this will be an $80 to $100 billion company, representing about a 3 to 4x from here. Those are just huge numbers combined with a massive growth rate. And so at a $31 billion market cap today, is this company overvalued? I say no, not at all. Compared to a lot of other tech companies that are not even seeing nearly the growth rate that Palantir is, they are not overvalued, and especially the fact that Palantir is one of those very few companies that is actually over that $1 billion in annual revenue mark, and also considering that they're growing at over 50% year over year. This is a company with massive growth ahead, and you don't see that at all very often, and that's one of the reasons why I believe Palantir has had its recent run up, as a lot of investors were waiting to see what their earnings report would be like, and the numbers were just phenomenal. Now let's address one of the so-called risks the company has, which is their dependence on the government and key clientele. Well, as we saw from their earnings report, revenue from their top 20 clients increased by 123 million in the first 3 quarters of 2020, but at the same time represented only 61% of total revenue versus 68% in 2019. That's a pretty big improvement and shows that management actually cares and is actually focused on diversifying their portfolio of customers, and that's something you've gotta like. And honestly, what's really wrong with them making money from the government? As the government becomes more open to awarding public companies these large contracts, it's better Palantir than another company. Not to mention, it just only allows Palantir to make the government rely even more heavily on their ecosystem of products. Once the government begins using a certain software application, it's not just easy as just flipping a switch to get rid of that and scrap it all. It takes years to transition out of softwares and technology, and so by having the government begin using more and more of their technology, it only makes them more dependent on Palantir. And sure, it might affect some quarters and cause some odd fluctuations, but at the end of the day, the company is trying to actively grow their commercial business, and so it shouldn't be something that affects their business anytime soon. Lastly, for a quick technical analysis, considering its recent run-up, it's very possible that this thing pulls back down to $16, where it fills the gap that it had over there and turns that area where it was having resistance into support. Textbook technicals here. And so on this nice pullback, I would be looking to scoop up a bunch of more shares. So make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know down below what you guys think about Palantir. This is a company I'm super excited about, considering the massive growth in big data ahead and the true power of their technology, which I believe a lot of companies will begin using in the near future. So do all that good stuff. Let me know all of it down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Clocking out for now. Peace.